Greetings, math fans. All right, so this is day 7 notes for chapter 8a, and basically it's more solving. Okay, so you're going to have to, sometimes even kind of says here, some are already factored for you. It's kind of nice. Okay, some you got to factor yourself using GCF, difference of two squares, or trinomials. And some you need to make equal to 0 first, then you factor. Okay, all right, so let's just work on the problems now. First one's really nice. It's already in parentheses. You don't have to factor. All you have to do is set each one of those equal to 0. Okay, so we get 2x minus 3 equals 0 and 3x plus 5 equals 0. So then we just solve for x. That's how we do. So add 3 to all sides. So 2x equals 3. Divide by 2. X is 3 halves. Okay? And this one's minus 5. So 3x equals negative 5. Divide by 3. X is negative 5/3. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, the next one, you guys, you should see as x squared, you should see a minus there. And then even if you don't know that, you should just try. And if you took the square root of 121, you would get 11. Okay, so that means it's a difference of two squares. So it's going to be x plus 11 and x minus 11 equals 0. Okay, now remember we're solving because that's what it says, solve by factoring. Okay, so x plus 11 equals 0 and x minus 11 equals 0. So subtract 11, so x is negative 11, and add 11. So x equals 11. Okay, pretty easy. Number 3, recognize this is a trinomial, so you're going to factor it. X and x, the signs are both plus plus because that's positive, has to multiply to give you positive. So numbers that gave you 20, 20 and 1, 10 and 2, 4 and 5. And then remember, because plus plus, they have to add to give you, first of all, it's got to multiply to give you 20, which we already figured out, and then it's got to add to give you 9. Well, 4 plus 5 is 9. So x plus 4, x plus 5 equals 0. So you set each one of those equal to 0 and solve. X equals negative 4 and negative 5. Okay? This next one, I always told you this, always look for greatest common factor first. And sure enough, this greatest common factor is a 3x. So you get 3x, and then parentheses, you get 2x plus 3. Because 6 divided by 3 is 2, x squared over x is just x, and then 9x over 3x is just 3. So remember, wherever you see a variable, set it equal to 0. If there's no variable, you don't set it equal to 0. So divide this by 3, x is 0. And this one's minus 3, so 2x equals negative 3. Divide by 2, so x is negative 3 halves. Okay, so 0 and negative 3 halves. Not bad, not bad. This next one's another greatest common factor, guys. Well, definitely know we can divide by x. Well, what goes into 24 and 32 evenly? Actually, 8 does. 8 goes into 24, so we're going to divide each of these by 8. It goes into 24 3 times and into 32 4 times. So that gives you 8x times 3x plus 4. So 8x equals 0, 3x plus 4 equals 0. So divide by 8, x equals 0. Subtract 4 here, so 3x equals negative 4. Divide by 3, x is negative 4/3. Okay, 0 and negative 4/3. Not bad. Okay, number 6 is a gift. It's already factored. 3x equals 0, x minus 2 equals 0, and x plus 7 equals 0. So this one divide by 3, x equals 0. This one add 2. X equals 2, and this one subtract 7. X equals negative 7. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, you should recognize number 7 as a difference of two squares. 25 is a perfect square, 9 is a perfect square, x squared is a perfect square, and a minus sign. So that means you factor it as in 5x plus 3 and 5x minus 3 equals 0. So 5x plus 3 equals 0 minus 3. 5x equals negative 3, divide by 5, x is negative 3/5. And this one's kind of the same thing. 5x minus 3 equals 0. Add 3. So 5x equals 3, divide by 5, x is positive 3/5. Okay? Next one is a trinomial. Again, it's got to multiply to give you negative, so it's minus plus. And so we're going to think of numbers. They give you 12. How about 6 and 2, 12 and 1, and 3 and 4? Okay, and which one, when I subtract, because they're opposite signs, gives you a 4? Well, 6 minus 2, right? 6 minus 2 is 4. So that's what our numbers are. But which one's negative? Well, because this is negative, the bigger one's negative of the 6 and the 2. So the 6 is negative and the 2 is positive. So x minus 6 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. Add 6. X equals 6. And subtract 2. So you get x equals negative 2. Okay? Not bad. Okay, now recognize that these are not equal to 0, and they have to be equal to 0 in order to factor. So I'm going to subtract 64 from both sides. So you get x squared minus 64 equals 0. And now it's a difference of two squares. X plus 8 and x minus 8 equals 0. So you get x plus 8 equals 0, and x minus 8 equals 0. So subtract 8 from both sides, x equals negative 8, and add 8 to both sides. X equals 8. So 8 and negative 8. Okay? Number 10, got to move that 13x over. So you get x squared minus 13x, make sure you put it in right order, plus 36 equals 0. So we're going to put this in parentheses. X, it's double negative. I don't know what the numbers are yet. But what gives you 36? Well, 36 and 1, of course. 18 and 2. 6 and 6. What else goes in there? 9 and 4. Okay. And our answer actually is 9 and 4, because negative 9 minus 4, just think of 9 plus 4 is 13, but they're both negative. So 9 and 4 equals 0. So x minus 9 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. So add 9, x equals 9, and this one add 4 to both sides, x equals 4. Okay, not bad. This one I'm going to subtract the 8x over to this side. So you wind up getting 2x squared minus 8x equals 0, and factor a 2x out. So 2x times x minus 4 equals 0. So 2x equals 0, x equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. Add 4, x equals 4. Okay, 4 and 0. Not bad, not bad at all. Okay, this one, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So you get x squared minus 2x minus 35 equals 0. Okay, so you guys should recognize that the signs are plus minus. Okay, what gives you 35? 7 and 5, which then 7 minus 5 is 2. So the bigger number has got to be negative. So this is going to be negative 7. This is going to be positive 5, because those are the numbers that work. Okay? And then, of course, it's going to be x and x. And then you guys said each one of those equals 0. Okay, subtract 5. X equals negative 5. And add 7. X equals 7. Okay, we're getting there. This one's already solved for you. That's pretty nice. So negative 8x equals 0. And 3x minus 2 equals 0. Divide by negative 8, x equals 0, and add 2 to both sides, so 3x equals 2, divide by 3, so x is 2/3. Okay, pretty easy when they're simplified already. This one, got to move that 100 over, so we're going to subtract 100. So 9x squared minus 100 has got to be equal to 0. And then they're both difference of two squares. It's 9 is a perfect square, x squared is a perfect square, 100 is a perfect square, and there's a minus between them. So the square root of 9 x is 3x. It's plus and minus, and the square root of 100 turns out to be 10. Okay, so 3x plus 10 equals 0, and 3x minus 10 equals 0. Add 10, so 3x equals 10, and then divide by 3, so x comes out to be 10 thirds. And this is just also 10 thirds. Or this is negative 10 thirds, sorry, and this one is 10 thirds. Okay, so number 15, we're going to add 20x to both sides. So you get 5x squared minus, or plus 20x equals 0, and then we're going to factor out a 5x. So you get 5x times, and then it's x plus 4 equals 0. So basically 5x equals 0, and x plus 4 equals 0. So divide by 5, x is 0, and subtract 4, x equals negative 4. Okay, not bad. And then this last one, I'm going to add 3 to both sides, so x squared plus 4x plus 3 equals 0. That's a pretty friendly trinomial. You just get x plus 3, x plus 1. Same sign, plus plus. Okay, so yes, each one of those equals 0. So you subtract 3 from each of those, you get x equals negative 3. And this one I subtract 1, you get x equals negative 1. Okay, so that's it. 16 problems, good review, and hopefully you guys are good to go with this stuff. All right, that's it, my fans. Have an outstanding day. Adios. Goodbye.